The Kris Tyson and MrBeast drama is getting out of hand at this point, and it's only getting worse as time goes on. For those of you who do not know who Kris Tyson is, he is an original MrBeast employee. About 6 years ago, Kris Tyson was this normal dude and pretty down-to-earth guy. He was funny, he'd crack jokes, and he made a bunch of memes. And he is also known for his outdoor skills, which helped in a bunch of MrBeast challenge videos. He was happily married with his wife and even had a kid. Kris was a massive fan favorite at one point, and nobody ever had a problem with him. But then all of a sudden, it seemed like overnight, Kris had a drastic change in his appearance. He started to paint his fingernails, which was strange at the time, but not many people took notice about it. But then he started wearing more feminine clothes. Not before too long, he grew out his hair, and it seemingly looked like he was in the middle of a transition. He would eventually come out as transgender and go by the name Ava. He also announced that he and his wife had gotten a divorce. That sparked massive concern in the public eye of MrBeast because MrBeast's content is primarily focused towards kids and to teenagers. Fast forward some time, not too long ago, news about Dr. Disrespect had come out. It revolved his Twitch ban, and a lot of streamers and content creators had a bunch of negative things to say, and rightfully so. And the same thing comes out about Kris, that he was messaging underage teenagers and sending inappropriate messages to them when he was about 20 years old. And as you know, the internet did their thing and completely roasted Kris for his actions, and rightfully so. Especially Nickmercs, because Nickmercs had ongoing beef about this for a couple of months.
I know what I believe. I stand strongly on the things that I believe. Okay? This motherfucker that video's about had a lot to say. You know, his little crew had a lot to say.
But then you also have other streamers and content creators like Pokimane and Valkyrie hold back and label all hate on Kris Tyson transphobic, which is weird because they had no problems at all destroying Dr. Disrespect when it comes to calling him a terrible and disgusting person. But then things get crazier, and a former MrBeast employee known as Jake the Viking comes out and tweets that Jimmy has known about this situation about Kris the entire time. MrBeast had known that Kris was explicitly messaging underage children, and now his brand is getting dragged into all of this drama. And MrBeast, for those of you who do not know, is the biggest creator of all time. He has over 300 million subscribers on just his main channel. And to be dragged in a situation where your employee had a Discord where he messaged inappropriate messages to underage teenagers is very concerning for the MrBeast brand. We still haven't heard anything from MrBeast, and we probably never will. But Kris did respond to all of this. People were frustrated because he kind of deflected the entire situation. Well, now one of his victims has come out to expose this entire situation. We've already had another victim respond, but he deflected and supported Kris. But this former Discord mod is spilling the tea on stuff that actually happened.
Kris Tyson from MrBeast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with Lava GS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off. Not only that, but he's also under an NDA from when he worked for MrBeast Gaming for 2 years, and he tried to get me to join MrBeast Gaming himself, Lava. He's the one who actually sent me the contract and tried to get me to sign the NDA, at which point I ended our friendship because I knew they were just trying to silence me. Me and him were both initially involved in running Kris's Discord server, helping him set up his Twitch streams and moderating them.
Nate's calling me. Hey, what's up? You're on stream.
You just leaked your address. Please end your stream. As well as other technical back-end things that he needed help with. This Discord server that we were a part of had about 10 people in it, most of whom were minors. I'm not sure how they got in there, other than me and Lava. He won a giveaway and Kris invited him after that. And Kris invited me after I saw one of his tweets asking for help setting up a Garry's Mod server for the 10 million subscriber MrBeast video. This turned into us having lots of private conversations with Kris and playing video games with him for hours on end. Not only did we do a lot of unpaid work for him that he promised he would pay us for, he would also frequently bring up sexual topics that was definitely not appropriate to bring up around 15, 16-year-olds, especially with him being like I don't know, 20, 21 years old. He would even go as far as linking me several different corn and hentai videos throughout the time of me talking with him. Not only that, but he had an NSFW bot in his Discord server before he made it public. So when it was just a private server, his little circle of minors. And he would use this NSFW bot to spam different corn images, alongside all these 15-year-olds. He would also frequently call me dad and daddy, as well as the others, which I guess we all kind of just took as a joke at the time. You have to think this is someone who we looked up to at the time, we idolized, we thought was the coolest person in the world, so they couldn't really do any wrong in our eyes. But looking back, I was definitely uncomfortable at being called daddy by a 20-year-old, and even just thinking about it now, it's just uncomfortable. This server later went public and became his official Discord server, but before it did, he had me and Lava spend multiple days scrubbing this Discord server clean of all of the N-words he had sent in it, as well as his friends, as well as deleting the NSFW channels and making sure no one could see that he was spamming corn to minors. This story is so much bigger and runs so much deeper than any of you really realize, so if you want to hear more and you want a part 2, let me know.
But at the end of the day, if you message underage children explicitly in any sort of way, that is not okay, and it never will be. This Kris Tyson situation is only getting worse as time goes on, and we are just hitting the tip of the iceberg. But anyway, that's all for me. If you liked the video, hit the like button. Comment your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.